All right, good afternoon, everyone. I want to call this meeting to order. This is a meeting of the Finance Administration Committee and a special meeting of the Board of Directors on April 14th, 2026. So with that, let's see if we have a quorum. EJ, if you could do roll call.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Director Tommy Fabai. Here. Chairman Scott Houston.
Here.
Director Desi Alvarez. Director Don Deere.
Here.
Director Gloria Gray. And Mr. Chairman, let me note that there's going to be a Metropolitan Water District Board meeting at 1 p.m. And so the two directors that are absent obviously have a conflict with this committee. So I just wanted that to be noted.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So let's see. Public comment. Is there anyone from the public who's wishing to speak?
Mr. Chairman, we have not received any requests for public comment, though this meeting is being held both in person and virtually. If there's any member of the public that would like to speak, please indicate so by raising your virtual hand. And Mr. Chairman, I do not see a request for public comment.
Thank you. So presentations, we have none. So our action calendar is item 5A, approval of the minutes.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, for this presentation, we have Desiree Quintero, our Manager of Administration and Board Secretary, and this item begins on packet page 4.
Thank you, EJ. Good afternoon, members of the committee and board. The minutes for the West Basin Municipal Water District Board of Directors meetings are an integral part of the public meeting process. Minutes provide a history of the actions taken at board meetings, which is informative not only for members of the public, but for other stakeholders as well. Minutes for the March 5th, 2026 special board meeting, March 11th, 2026 special board meeting, and the March 23rd, 2026 regular board meeting have been attached for consideration and can be found on packet page 6, 9, and 11 respectively. With that, I would like to read the recommendation that the board approve the March 5th, 2026 special board meeting minutes, the March 11th, 2026 special board meeting minutes, and the March 23rd, 2026 regular board meeting minutes. Thank you.
Okay, great, thank you. Let's see, are there any questions on these? Director Fabai?
No questions.
Director Deere?
No questions.
No questions. So I would recommend we move forward with a consideration of yes by the board. And Director Fabai?
I second that.
What I'm looking for. Concurs. There we go. I'm like, it's a C word. All right, thank you very much. Okay, next item is 5B as in boy. Approved sponsorship fiscal year 2025, 2026 community outreach events. Looks like we have 3. EJ, if you will open that item for us.
Yes, we'll wrap all of these into one presentation. And Hazel Vasquez, our Deputy Board Secretary 2, will be presenting. The item begins on packet page 17.
Good afternoon, Chairman Houston, members of the committee and board. As EJ mentioned, this item begins on packet page 17. The first item for your consideration today is for the Hawthorne 2026 Business and Restaurant Expo. The Hawthorne Chamber of Commerce is hosting that event on Thursday, May 14, 2026. At this time, President Deere and Director Gray recommend sponsoring the expo for $250. That sponsorship would grant West Basin a booth at the event, as well as logo placement with conservation messaging on various event materials. West Basin sponsored this event in 2025, and we did so for $1,000. And at that time, we received both a booth and similar logo placement opportunities. And I did want to point out that earlier this fiscal year, West Basin also sponsored the Hawthorne Chamber's annual golf tournament, and we did so for $3,000. Separate events, but just the same organization, so wanted to point that out. The documents that have been submitted by this organization for this request for a sponsorship for the Business Expo are included in attachment A, and you can find those beginning on packet page 20. The next item that I have for you, this one's going to be a little different in the sense that it is not sponsoring a specific event. We received a request from the Innovation in Science and Engineering Club at the California Academy of Mathematics and Science, which is a public high school that is co-located here at the Cal State Dominguez Hills campus. The club is a student-led STEM organization dedicated to designing, prototyping, and presenting innovative solutions to real-world problems. And they compete in various events such as the Invention Convention, the MIT Create, MIT Invent Teams, and other national and international engineering programs. This sponsorship, if approved, as recommended by Director Bavai, for $600, would provide West Basin with a full-page advertisement in the ISD STEM journal that is set to publish for the first time, the first publication on May 11th. This would also include logo placement and additional recognition on the ISD website, social media, and other program and promotional materials. As I mentioned, this is a different one, and so West Basin has not sponsored the ISD club in the past. Documents that have been submitted by the student organization are included in attachment B, and you can find that on packet page 27. The next event that I have for your consideration is for the US Vets Inglewood organization. They are hosting the 3rd annual Steps for Vets 5K event. At this time, Director Gray recommends sponsoring Steps for Vets for $1,500. If approved, the sponsorship would grant West Basin a booth at the event, as well as logo placement with conservation messaging. We last sponsored this event in 2025, and we did so for the amount of $2,500. And we received similar benefits, including a booth and logo placement opportunities. The documents submitted for this year's request are included in attachment C, and you can find those beginning on packet page 72. As we near the end of the fiscal year, and as we've been sharing in the last few sponsorship presentations in recent months, the budget for this program is running a little low. So approving these requests at the amounts that have been recommended today, which total $2,350, would leave a remaining balance of $2,050, and details for that are shown in attachment D on packet page 41. So with that, I will read the recommendation. Number 1, President Deere and Director Gray recommend that the board approve sponsorship of the Hawthorne 2026 Business and Restaurant Expo on Thursday, May 14, 2026 for $250. Number 2, Director Bavai recommends that the board approve sponsorship of the Innovation in Science and Engineering Club at CAMS for the 2026 calendar year beginning in May for $600. And number 3, Director Gray recommends that the board approve sponsorship of the 3rd annual Steps for Vets 5K event on Sunday, June 28, 2026 for $1,500. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Very good, thank you. Let's see, I don't have any questions. Director Bavai, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on Hayes' presentation with the CAMS. I just think it's a great opportunity for West Basin to showcase the opportunities when it comes to like internships and then other opportunities that can give them like high road, careers in the industry. So I think every little outreach or every little event like that helps, I think when it comes to sponsorships like that.
Thank you. And Director, do you have anything? Okay, thank you very much. I think these all sound like excellent event things to support for what Director Bavai said. So I would recommend these all move forward with a yes by the board and Director Bavai.
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right. So ordered. Okay. 5C as in cat, renew purchase agreement for agenda management system. EJ.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this item 5C will be presented by Hazel Vasquez, our Deputy Board Secretary 2, and the item begins on packet page 42.
Keep us going here. So as you may recall, in June of 2024, the West Basin Board of Directors approved an agreement with SHI International Corporation for a new agenda management system. That system is the Civic Plus Agenda and Meeting Management Select System, which is what we're utilizing now to conduct this meeting, which is what we use to post and publish all of our board agendas. we've even shared with you that it also offers a board portal that is available to you. I believe it should be loaded on your laptops now as well, if you wanted to take a look. But all that to say that the agreement that we entered into in June 2024 is set to expire at the end of this fiscal year, June 2026. So as we were nearing the end of this agreement, we did reach out to SHI to request a quote to renew it. Staff has been fairly happy with this program. It's been very easy to use. It's been doing everything essentially that we needed to do, and a bit more in the sense that Civic Plus is constantly updating their system to provide better efficiencies, both on the back end and on the public facing end for any of our constituents or other stakeholders that do visit our public portal on our website. So after reaching out to SHI, we received a quote for 1 year. And the table on packet page 42 shows there just a breakdown of what we paid for the 2-year agreement that is set to expire. And so that was $61,004.62. The 1-year renewal that we've requested was quoted at $32,490.66. And that is offering all of the same services that we already receive now. So in order to continue these services, we are asking the board or the committee today to consider supporting staff's recommendation to renew this agreement for 1 year. And so with that, I'm happy to read the recommendation that the board authorize the general manager to renew HI for the Civic Plus Select software for 1 year through June 25, 2027, for a total not to exceed amount of $32,490 and future years renewals as needed. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Let's see, number one, I support this. Number two is I remember when we went out and have this new service, and I think it's run very well. Obviously, you all know it better than we do. It runs well, and we're doing this extension for an extra year. But maybe general manager can enlighten us. So how does this work? Because there's not that many companies that do this type of work. Is there a point where you do go out to bid again at some point for this type of a deal?
I think what we do is try to generally be aware of all the different products out there. When we have one under contract, it's not that we're not constantly looking at what could make our lives easier and better. And so I think that there's opportunities to kind of test out different products. West Basin staff has kind of a open door policy. Any vendors with any additional type products, we would always meet with to kind of see what they're offering and what those costs are. And I don't know if our board secretary has anything to add to that.
We do make a point when we go to conferences to talk to the vendors there and see what they have, if there's any new products. We also do occasional surveys with other agencies to see what they're using and how that would work for us, being we are a smaller agency, whether they can scale down to our needs. So we're not paying for a program that's way too big for us. So we do make a point to look at those things regularly.
Very good. Let's see. So with that, thank you. Any questions?
No.
Good.
Questions?
Okay. Questions, Director Jeter?
No.
Great. So, yeah, I would recommend that we support this item and for the board to support it. So that's a yes from me and
Yes.
a yes from Director Kai. So we'll move that forward to the board agenda. That would be excellent. Thank you. Let's see. All right, item 5D, as in dog. Adopt resolution number 04-26-1232, amend administrative code, district holidays, farm workers day. So EJ, if you would please introduce that item for us.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. In light of recent news and the recent actions by the state of California, staff is bringing forward the resolution number 04-26-1232 in relation to the administrative code and our district holidays in relation to the Cesar Chavez Day. As you know, the district's holidays are outlined within the administrative code. And if we're going to correspond and be in parallel with the state of California, we would need to amend our administrative code. So that's the item that is here before you. We do have Hazel Vasquez, our deputy board secretary, too, available to present or provide additional information. walk you through the resolution if you choose, but that's the item. And it begins on packet page 46.
Great, thank you. Any questions on this item?
No questions.
I think it's very self-explanatory and it's very unfortunate, in light of everything, but shows that, we all moved very quickly to handle this. So I want to thank the staff for that as well. Do we need to read the recommendation, EJ, or, is that the record?
Have staff read the recommendation.
So the recommendation here is that the board adopt resolution number 0426-1232, a resolution of the Board of Directors, West Basin Municipal Water District, amending the West Basin Municipal Water District Administrative Code as it relates to district holidays.
Yeah, very good. So with that, it's a yes for me and move it forward to the board for approval and.
Yes, for me.
Director Godier. Thank you very much. Let's see here. Okay, we're moving right along, everybody. So 5E as in Edward. Adopt resolution number 04-26-1233, general election services. At EJ, please tell us what that's all about.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, it's that time again with in preparation for the upcoming general election for the West Basin Municipal Water District. In order to move forward, it is required that we have a resolution. So we have resolution number 04261233 available for you today. The recommendation is that the board adopt resolution number 04261233, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the West Basin Municipal Water District requesting the Board of Supervisors of the County of Los Angeles to permit the registrar recorder, county clerk, to render election services for an election to be held on November 3rd, 2026. And we do have staff available for a presentation if you'd like, but that's the item before you.
Very good. Thank you, EJ. Let's see, any questions on that one?
What seats are up? The three are.
There are 3 seats up. I believe it's divisions 1, 2, and 4.
Good. And EJ, you already read that, right? Did you read it?
The recommendation, yes.
Exactly. All right, so with that, in this one, we don't have a choice, quite frankly. So I recommend yes, it moves forward to the board for approval and.
Yes.
So, all right, with that, you'll put that on our agenda. Thank you very much. Okay. 5F as in Frank. Ratification of staff travel. You would go ahead and introduce that item to us, EJ, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This item begins on packet page 56, and it's important to note that West Basin's administrative code requires board approval for any international travel, and that's for staff or the board. Earlier this year, we did have a staff member. She does serve as the association director of AWWA, and they did have their Cal Nevada conference, and I believe it was in Vancouver, Canada. I was aware of her intending to travel to this conference. I did approve her travel to the conference. And again, as noted here, her trip was January 29th through January 31st. However, we did not bring this through the board. So we are seeking a ratification approval of her travel. It's important to note that it is very rare that staff or directors do any sort of international travel. However, in some of the larger organizations, there are trips that I know that there was just recently one in Toronto and Vancouver. We've had at least 2 conferences that have been there. This is something that was an error on my part, and I hope to never see this again or bring it to you again to seek ratification. But at this point, we do need the board to be aware of it, disclose it, and seek approval.
Let's see, very good, thank you. Did you read the recommendations, EJ?
Yes, the recommendation is that the board ratify the travel authorization for manager of operation, Uzi Daniels, attendance at the AWWA Winter Board meeting held in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, from January 29th through January 31st of 2026.
Thank you very much. Any questions on that?
No questions.
And one, I think is pretty self-explanatory too, is Uzi does an excellent job on behalf of this agency, and I know she's been involved in AWWA for many, many years. As you mentioned, she's highly respected. So I think that this is completely acceptable as far as the process, just to get this taken care of.
Mr. Chairman, I would say thank you for noting that. I would also say that Uzi Daniel and her team are the most cost conscientious travelers at West Basin. She is a constant volunteer for conferences. And so they regularly waive different registrations for her and such because she's not just an attendee, she's a worker.
Great. So with that, I would say that the committee would recommend a yes to support this. Put that on the full board agenda, and I think Director Shabani.
Yes.
All right, excellent. Thank you. So moving on, we are at the information calendar. 6A, our monthly financial reports. Jay, please.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, and we do have a team here to present the monthly financial reports. We have Jose Flores, our senior accountant, but we also have Stephanie Soto, accountant one. The item begins on package page 59. And so we'll run through there. If you have any questions, of course, we do have our CFO as well as our finance supervisor here to help answer any questions that you guys might have. So with that, I'll hand it off.
Thank you, EJ. Good afternoon, Chairman Houston and members of the committee and board. As mentioned, we will be going over the monthly financial reports. As required by West Basin's administrative code, staff is required to submit various financial reports to the board to keep them apprised of the financial condition and future needs of the district. With that, I will start with the monthly demands list on packet page 61. This is our monthly demands list for the period ended March 31st, 2026. The report ends on packet page 64. The total expenditures for the month is $15,993,511.07. We had our monthly metropolitan bill, which is $11,723,063.07, which accounts for 73% of the total monthly. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Okay, excellent. Any questions on demand?
No.
All right, go ahead.
Now I can pass it to Jose for the cash and investments report.
Good afternoon, members of the committee and board. I'll begin on packet page 65 and we'll be presenting our cash and investments report for the period ending March 2026. On the following page, on packet page 66, you'll see that our total market value for the month was 84.4 million. On the same page, you can see a pie chart that shows our portfolio diversity and the different investments that we carry. On the following page, you'll see our credit quality distribution graphs. As you can see, more than 60% of our securities are rated AAA. On the following page, this page represents the maturity distribution. You can see here that the majority of our investments are very liquid. On the next page, you'll see a listing of our security acquisitions and dispositions for the month of March. And then from packet pages 70 to 76, you'll see a detailed listing of all of our holdings. And then from the remaining pages on packet pages 77 to 80, you'll see the glossary definitions. This does conclude the cash and investments report for March. Does anyone have any questions?
Any questions?
No.
No questions. Thank you.
There are no questions. We can move on to our monthly water sales report. I will note that this is going to be a handout.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know I'm joining Director Gray. Sorry,
Oh,
thank you.
great. Thank you. Your attendance is noted. Desiree's got that. All right, thank you. Thank you, Director Gray. Okay, Jose, continue.
So with that, we can move on to our monthly water sales report. As noted, this is going to be a handout. So if you could please refer to the handout.
The handout here?
That's correct. Yes. So for the month of March, our potable water sales was 7,248 acre feet, which was 2,013 acre feet higher than budget and 1,186 acre feet higher than last year. On the bottom portion, you'll see imported barrier was 218 acre feet for March, of which Dominguez was 148 and West Coast was 70. On the next page, we have our recycled water sales for the month at 2,965, which was 394 higher than budget and 1,556 higher than last year. The table below shows the breakdown of our recycled water, where barrier was 1,068, refineries was 1,649, and disinfected tertiary was 248. That concludes our water sales for the month. Does anyone have any questions?
Director Provide, do you have any questions? Director Duke,
No, no questions.
Director Gray, any questions?
Mr. Chairman, if I could just add one
Yeah.
thing. I just wanted to really note, you can't really see it there. I don't know if we can scroll down just a little bit. Excuse me. The last 3 months of our recycled water production, leadership at West Basin, working through the board, we've been pushing pretty hard to see an increase in our recycled water production. You'll note that if you go to the start of the year, one of the big impacts that impacted our ability to produce and deliver recycled water was that the barrier was down. And so we're really starting to see, I think, the fruit of the labor and our constant effort of trying to get that up. In our last 3 months, we've not just exceeded last year, but exceeded the budget. And so I'm very excited about where this effort is going to take us. And we're going to continue to work harder and deliver a maximum output of recycled water to our customers and our communities. So I just want to say thank you to our entire team. It's engineering and ops, obviously, but it's a collective effort. So thank you to everyone.
Okay, well, thank you, EJ. And I was going to notice that too, because there's quite a spike, right? Out of the blue, if you will, to a degree, although we did pretty well back in September also. But, you were mentioning the barrier had been down. Can you explain what that meant again? I mean, not the whole barrier or partial, or
So
what was it used?
the county was doing some work on the barrier and it was down for an extended period of time, longer than we had thought. And we do have Eric Owens here. I don't know if you have any specific stat.
Yeah, I would just say it means both, that there have been times where the entire barrier has been down, they haven't taken any water, but I think predominantly it's when they shut off sections that reduce the water flow.
Not where they were doing a lot of rehabilitation along the Greenbelt pathways, I think.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. The county's facilities are pretty aged, and so periodically they will reduce a lot of the flow in order to take out a well or several wells offline to rehabilitate them.
Because I walked that a lot, so I've seen their equipment out there and signs. So it looks like a lot of that's been accomplished now, and so things are kind of picking up a little bit. But all the way around, I mean, it's great that the teams working together, the contractors working diligently at the plant. So this is really good. So I would echo what's been said. Commend everybody involved with this. And make sure we are using more recycled wastewater rather than imported water, right? All right, well, these are good reports, so thank you. Any other questions on our financials?
No.
Okay, let's see, well, with that, we will move past the calendar, so.
Mr. Chairman, there's some additional.
That's right, there is a little.
Yeah.
Go back end on this. There. Go ahead.
So I'll go ahead and I'll hand that over to Stephanie Soto for the Directors Conference and Travel Expense Report.
Perfect.
You, please turn to packet page 81. Here we have the Directors Conference and Travel Expense Report through March of 2026. Our annual budget is $75,000, which we have expensed $22,217. This leaves us with a remaining balance of $52,782 with 99 cents. On the next page, page 82, we have the Executive Management and Staff Travel Expense Report. We have an annual budget of $101,000, which we have expensed $86,606 with 90 cents, which leaves us with a balance of $14,393 with 10 cents. Please let me know if you have any questions.
I do not have any questions. Any questions?
No questions.
All right, well, with that, thank you very much. Let's see. Now we'll move on to closed session. We have no closed session today. The director's comments and future agenda items. Let me start with Director Favalle.
I just wanted to say to staff, thank you very much for all the hard work that you do behind the scenes. A lot of the stuff that comes in front of us, in front of the committee, is well thought out, and it's comprehensive too. So I appreciate all the hard work that you guys do. Thank you.
Director Deere.
Congratulate staff for doing a fine job as usual. This committee always has excellent reports. Thank you very much.
Director Gray.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry I was late turning, being a part of it, and thank you to staff as usual, but thanks for the opportunity.
Excellent. And we'll say the same thing. Thank you to you all. It's been a busy time, especially for you in the financial world, doing all the workshops and planning the budget and so on and so forth. Thank you for that. And thank you for keeping the rest of everything. Much appreciated. So with that, our next scheduled meeting is for May 19th this year. And with that, we are adjourned.